First of all, what a game. Another nail biter at the end. We're really fortunate to come out with the win. We're excited about that. The play was not perfect, that's for sure, but the record is. And we've got some excited guys. We've got some banged up guys. We've got guys that, a lot of guys in the training room, and I don't know exactly where they're going to be at yet, so you can ask the questions, but that's most likely going to be the answer. But, wow, I mean, no quitting these guys, and they find a way to win. Some cats, it wasn't their best day, but at the end, they were really, really good. And I can't thank there was a lot of guys in the underbelly. There was a lot of guys that didn't think they were going to be playing a lot of snaps today that came in and stepped up, you guys. They prepared like starters, and bang, all of a sudden they were. And in a game that really matters, they played good enough for us and have an opportunity to win, and we found a way to do it. And that's a blessing. It really is. And I'm excited about what those backups did, and I'm looking forward to getting some of those starters back. But we're going to have to wait and see. We have a game against Wagner next week. We know that anything can happen in a football game, and we will give them the respect that's due. And we will line up and try to play a clean game. And then after that game, I think the bye is coming at a perfect time because we got a lot of bruises, a lot of guys banged up, and we need to catch our breath for a second before we get back for the Wagner game and that long stretch afterwards. So questions?
We'll start with Dan right on the far side.
Dino, you've always preached Ohana family. You just talked about the next man up approach. To be 4-0 and to do it the way you did it tonight, just what it says about this family and this team and how they stay in that resolve together.
Well, they are locked in, you guys. They really are. I mean, I tell them all the time, I said family in English, La Familia in Italian and Spanish, and then Ohana in Hawaiian. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. We get an extra family in there. But, these guys have trained together. They've worked together. They hung out together, and now they're winning together, and it's awesome.
Right here, and then right here. So, purple suit right here in the second row. Coach, you've been talking up Garrett Williams all week, and he played pretty well today. Did you say anything to him before the game that maybe boosted his confidence?
You guys, Garrett's been like that since the first day he stepped on campus. I mean, I knew when I was in his living room speaking to his dad, because his mom was at work at the time, that Garrett was going to be different, and Garrett has always been different. Garrett is a professional, and that's what he's going to be for a long period of time. And he's a warrior, he's smart, he's intelligent, and he's a fantastic player.
Coach Babers, obviously a couple of guys on the defense, more specifically Terry Lockett and Elijah Clark, were helped off the field during the game. Do you have any updates on them during this time?
No, both of those guys were in the locker room. Terry, I know, did not come back in the game. We have to wait and see. And then Isaiah, I think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to be okay, but he was banged up too. There was some football stuff going on out there that, that got him caught up, but I think he'll be able to recover.
Coach, 4 turnovers in this game. It's obviously hard to win with 4 turnovers. You guys able to do it tonight. Where's your level of concern with, just ball security after this one?
A lot, but I think you need to look at it overall. We had the 4 turnovers. We're 4 games deep in the season. If you said that we turned the ball over 1 time per game, I bet you that's up there somewhere. That's decent. It's not absolutely terrible. Am I happy with having that many in one game? No. I mean, those are a lot of points, and there's no doubt that it affected the score. But if it's going to stop right there and we're about to go 2 or 3 more games without having any of those things, then I might roll with that.
Obviously, with the 4 to 5 guys on the defense that were out in the second half, how did you feel the team responded to the adjustments that were made by Virginia's offense that allowed them to come out and score?
I thought when it comes to those young people adjustment, I think they had to adjust to being in the game and being under the pressure. there's one thing to be a starter and another thing to be a backup, but everybody wants to be a starter, and then all of a sudden you're a starter, and you got to cover LeBron, and you got to cover Kobe. I mean, like, you're a starter and he's scoring, and everybody's looking at you like, when are you going to stop him? You're like, the other guy couldn't stop him. But I was proud about how they came in and they competed. And some of those guys were on big plays, and they were putting pressures on the quarterback. They made some big tackles. They made mistakes. I mean, they made some mistakes. I'm not going to call out their names and what they did, but I'm visualizing them right now. But overall, as a family, as a big brother takes care of a little brother, he was in the game. Little brother was in the game, but big brother took care of him. We found a way to win.
Coach, I know you said after the UConn game that Andre's kind of gone back to his old ways. Can you talk about what this performance kind of means to see that from him and kind of what's been different about him, why he's been so special this
How
season?
cool was that, huh? How cool is that? As long as he's been here, and you think about his first season, I believe he went 36 for 39, or maybe he missed 4, maybe he missed 3, and he wins the Lugosa, and then his numbers go down, down, down. But he had enough, and I call it common sense, he had enough common sense to look at it, examine it, and say, you know what? What's the definition of insanity? You know what it is, don't you? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And he changed. He says, I need to go back. And he went back to his old way, and Lord behold, we've got old Andre back. Neener, neener, neener. Okay? He kicks field goals through the goalpost. How many misses does he have this year? I like that number.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about your play in the red zone and kind of the little bit of miscues?
Well, I wouldn't say miscues. Those guys were playing defense as well. And, we want to score all touchdowns, and they want to stop us. And, I just thought it was a good battle. I wish we'd had more points, no doubt about it. We'll go back and look at it. Those touchdowns early might have made the game extremely different, but we couldn't get them in. And then you think back to, I want to say they had, 3 opportunities to go for it on 4th down? And were they 1 for 3 or 0 for 3? I can't remember. You guys got to know that. You want me to look down here? Let me look down here for you real quick. Okay, so they were 1 for 3 on 4th downs. I mean, those are, every time they don't make it on 4th down, that's like another turnover. So even though the stats may say they had 1 turnover, how many turnovers did they have? 1 or 2? Are you guys at the game? Thank you. So if you're at 2, okay, and you have 2 4th down stops, that means technically the way coaches look at it, that's 4 turnovers because they didn't get an opportunity to score points and they didn't punt. So this game was competitive, it was hard, and I thought the defense did a really, really nice job. The red zone, we wish we had more touchdowns, but at the end of the story, the field goals were the difference.
And then what went well in that last drive to get you guys down to the position for Andre to kick the game winner?
I think I remember a quarterback doing a run. I remember Sean Tucker either getting a pass or a run to get us down there. I think somebody caught the ball in the middle of the field. I can't visualize a lot of that stuff because I was praying most of the time. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe I'm not kidding. But, the ball moved down there. We had the big sack, which I'm not happy about. I'm not happy about that sack. But I was happy about the next run to get us back in the middle of the field. Very, very smart play. And then Andre, and then what about this? What about our backup holder coming in there in a pressure situation and getting that ball down so Andre could kick it through the uprights? Because our starting holder got kicked out for targeting, which we get to challenge to see if he gets to play in the first half or not of the Wagner. Doesn't mean he's going to get to, but there's a new rule where we are allowed to challenge that to see if we can get him in there in the first half, which is important to us. So there's a lot of stuff that went on, but we like Andre, and we wish we'd have scored more touchdowns in the red zone.
Coach, you were just mentioning about how there was a backup holder in that 4th quarter. Just how does a kicker go about just with a different holder? Like, how do they keep it like their consistency with a different
Coach
holder?
Ligashevsky practices both holders with the kickers. So not only do we work our first team in special teams, we work our second team as well. And those kickers have to work with the first holder and the second holder. We're in a very unique situation. A lot of teams, here's some ammo for you. A lot of teams will use their punter as the holder because there's a very good chance that you don't lose your punter. But in the old days, used to always be a quarterback or a skill athlete that used to be the holder. The issue is if that young man is a starter and he gets hurt or he gets thrown out for targeting, that you're automatically on your backup holder. We've already taken that into consideration, so we work both those guys the same, just in case something like that might happen.
Coach, I guess it's something about Friday Night Lights, whether it's Clemson in West Virginia a few years ago, Liberty last year, obviously tonight. What does it say about your guys that they show up prime time, packed house when it matters most?
I'm fired up. Our guys like playing on Friday. I wish we played a little cleaner on Friday, but they like showing up and playing on Friday. The thing that fires me up is Otto and the Army. I mean, they like playing on Fridays too. And I'm telling you what, you guys are so loud. Maybe you guys aren't, but man, maybe they are. You guys, it's loud. My voice is like this because I'm just trying to talk to somebody next to me. I'm just trying to talk. And you basically have to scream just so people, if you're not talking in the headset, scream so people can hear you. And, I'm really, really proud of the crowd, and hopefully America got to see what it's like to go to Syracuse on a Friday night, okay? And experience, the orange. And too bad we don't have cameras all night long with everything else you guys are about to do when you guys get out of these suits. I know you guys are going somewhere. I can tell. You guys got it in your eyes. I can already tell.
Coach, you guys are obviously undefeated this year. What would you say the difference is in this team and like last year's team where you guys would be in these close games but weren't able to get it done this year? You guys have seemed to have been able to get it done.
Senior leadership. The senior leadership is through the roof, okay? It's through the roof. I have no clue what's going to happen down the road, but I'll go anywhere with these guys. I will ride with these guys. They're all very, very unselfish, and what they care about is the family and the team.